Alright, check it. Sam Sketch Stories episode 3. We're gonna do things a little differently this time around. This footage is from when I was visiting New York for a show a few months ago. This was at the time of recording this one, the last episode I recorded. But this is episode 3. The original plan for this episode was for me to just draw different things across the city. But I wanted to take in a lot of the city. And then, fun fact, it actually rained a bunch that day. It rained so hard that it actually soaked my bag that was still closed and kind of got my sketchbook just a little beat up on the exterior side. But my pages are just fine, thankfully. And also, by the time you're hearing this, I already finished the sketchbook, the first one. So the one that you see right now, it's already finished. And we're going to talk a lot more about that and the next one in episode 4. But yeah, I'm pretty much sketching out these lamps at this station, in New York, and it really, I yap a lot in this episode. Well, not too much. It's actually going to be a shorter episode than the bunch, but I really appreciate y'all's patience. You know, I had to deal with the finals, my birthday was coming up and a bunch of other things that I had to plan and set up. But I really appreciate the love and support for all the people that are still tuned in. And trust me, Sam Sketch Stories is the beginning of me showing y'all my art journey and possibly building a portfolio, ? So yeah, thank you all for sticking by, and we're just gonna draw a bunch of stuff in New York. So yee. Oh, another thing. I might make the next episode center around this. Please watch Scavenger's Reign when that drops on Netflix 31st. It is one of the best adult animated shows in the past 10 years. It is one of the best shows, period, in the past 10 years. Not a lot of people know about it. It aired on Max. Max canceled it. Netflix might pick it up for a second season, but that will probably depend on the performance of how the first season goes. So please, May 31st, please tap in. Oh my God, please tap in when the show drops, okay? Please. I will make the next episode focused on Scavenger's Ring. Don't play with me. Don't play with me, bruh. Don't play with me. Okay, let's let New York Sam yap his mouth off. Okay, bye. There's so many people on the interwebs that have done this stuff for years and would do this in the shadows. And then, or they just did it from childhood and they had that experience. But for a guy like me, about to turn 22, I'm still in this phase of the process, and I want people to know, it's not too late for real. Because I sometimes have that conversation with myself. I tend to... I tend to, think, oh, damn, I'm still in college, I'm still, I'm paying off this college stuff and doing the same old work, job, school, that loop that just ends up being soul crushing sometimes. And it ends up making me compare myself and just downplay my own successes. But it truly isn't over. So if it was, I would just be I would be cool at drawing, but I think I suck at it, so I'm never going to do it. But even if I suck at it now, if I keep doing this and I keep learning and I'm not and I don't stay super stagnant in terms of just picking up criticism from others and being around people who are smarter than me, being around people who are supportive and blunt, I'll be okay. You hang out with a bunch of smart people, you're eventually going to get a little smart too. And if you hang out with dumbasses, some of that energy might rub off on you too. I don't know. I'm not really much of a philosophical guy, but I'm just a dude that's just trying to at least make some form of an impact. And I'm not I'll just be blunt, I'm not somebody who has oh yeah, every card handled against me is bad. No, I have some good cards. But it's just that because I often have that comparison, or like make that comparison between myself and others, you know, I downplay my cards. But there's definitely a lot of things that, like, you know, a lot of things that just place an impact on my creativity. You know, definitely like being outside the crib and drawing, I feel like it's definitely a lot more impactful for me than to just like stay at home, look at a reference, look at screens all day, and just like get all like, but everyone's doing their own thing, it's the break time, everyone's outside, everyone da. Just comparing after comparison after comparison. It's really not good. To everyone who's like struggling to like getting out of their crib, it's okay, I understand, because I sometimes even find it hard to initiate things like this, unless it's like off of spontaneity. When I showed y'all that Robot Dreams sketch or whatever in the previous episode, it's like I'll be blunt, like I had begged people to go with me, but everyone was busy and it was so like last minute that like even if people wanted to go with me, like I just went by myself. I mean, it was cool going by myself. Usually when I go places by myself, I try to talk to people that I've never met before, and like at least, you know, at least like see like, hey, like do we relate to things? There's one time I watched this one movie and I randomly stumbled across this one person and we like were talking about the movie, and those are like my favorite moments when you like leave the theater, y'all talk about the movie, and it's like you don't know this person at all, but you talk to them like you're like really good friends. Whether it lasts after that is completely up to you and the other person, but it's definitely very, very, very impactful. Small moments like this I cherish. But I would lie. I would be a liar if I said that I kind of wish I took a slightly different approach to schooling. But then again, like, there's no such thing as a quote-unquote easy route. Like, I mean, it does provide some form of like, you know, just safety that people are saying like, oh, what you're doing is good, like the field you're going into is good, but it's like, yeah, but like what if people I know like have their own businesses, they don't have to answer to people, or if they have their own like ideas and they push forward with it, and now they're their own boss and they can choose when they want to have a vacation with their family instead of being forced to. I might be thinking ahead of myself, and also the proportions on this lamp are wrong, damn it. I don't bring an eraser sometimes, which sometimes I think next time I might have to. But then again, I also kind of like the idea where it's like you're forced to take that mistake and make it to something else. I know there's probably a billion of people on YouTube who've done this before, but like this is just genuinely how I talk to people. Like literally after this, like the way I talk to some of my friends, it's gonna be the same. So it's like, you know, just an extension of myself, just a place for me to just be talkative and annoying, where everywhere else I kind of I'll just be like an endless soapbox of nothing. Not even downplaying myself, it's just like I'm aware that I talk a lot. But that's probably because when I'm at home, I don't really talk a bunch, usually. I just make my music, I draw my drawing, I procrastinate, but I also try to make sure to get something I need to get done. And that's just kind of like, you know, there's times where I feel a little miserable about it. I mean, even though it's not genuinely a bad thing. And you know what? That's okay. I could have just done this instead, but it's okay. Chicken scratches are back at it again. Sigh. An art teacher of mine a few semesters ago, not even a few semesters ago, I think 1 semester ago, told me to just keep drawing things from life, and combining that with just like discipline and just like education and just drawing what you like, you'll eventually be able to draw what you want to draw. And I believe it wholeheartedly. And like being in love with the process is, I have a love-hate relationship of being in love with the process, because people did the process years earlier, you know? Some of these people did the process where you just draw from life in freaking 2nd grade. Better than me. But hey, like, I don't want to have that conversation. I think I said this before in a previous episode, but I don't want to have that conversation where it's like, oh, I wish I would have drawn, or I wish I would have created like years ago. Because if I continue, then that's one consistent thing I hear from other people. It's like, oh, had I continued, it would have been this, that. I was like, I want that to be a reality for me. At least to the best of my ability. At least to the best of my physical capabilities. What I'll do, I'll combine elements of things I see and maybe just put them into one big drawing, because there's just so much stuff to draw around here. I also love how like it's really easy, it's like really accessible for me to get to here. Like one day I could just have like a really, really bad day. It's like, you know what, I want to escape from everything, everyone. Just responsibility and just life. I mean, I can't escape from responsibility because like I'm an adult and like have things to do, and homework to accomplish, and just you know. But I can be like, oh, you know what? I just want to go to New York or something. I could probably make it work if the tickets are cheap. Yeah. And as long as I know where I'm going and like, you know, at least go with one friend, I'll be fine. I'll do this little drawing and then we'll probably do more as time goes on for the day, but these lamps have so many details.
Is it okay?
Yeah, it's good.
All right, there's really no sleeping, but do your thing. After a while, you'll have to wake up, okay? Thank you, man.
I'm gonna cut that part out.
City that never sleeps. That's what they call this.
City that never sleeps, indeed. It's the city that never sleeps. I might not even cut that out. I don't care.
It's funny as hell.
But yeah, like